I didn't do this course, I would have either been kept down in Year 8 or I would have been kicked out of the school. But with the program, I have gotten into Year 9 and stayed in the school.
One of the things that's said to me most often is, oh, young people today, they don't know how lucky they are, when I was growing up, etc. Look, the reality is that being a young person today, this is arguably the most vulnerable generation in the history of Australia.
We're finding really that every Australian family probably has somebody with some form of psychological problem or mental issue that's going on, and so it's very, very common.
Not only do you have mental health issues, but you've got a whole raft of socio-economic issues, and they're struggling with all of that, and they're struggling with all the demands of technology and how to relate to others and how to navigate and find their way in the world.
The School Focused Youth Service is a statewide initiative funded by the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development since 1998. The service was established in 1998 to provide support for vulnerable primary and secondary students. By facilitating partnerships and coordinating services at a local level, we aim to support all young people in reaching their full potential. These services are designed to complement schools' existing wellbeing initiatives, including information and resources, professional development, community networks, brokerage funding, and one-to-one consultation for school staff.
School Focused is a community-based resource. We're funded by the Education Department to be a link between schools and community agencies.
Some of the great things, the collaborations you can establish not only with agencies, because we must have an agency involved, but also with other schools. When we did cartooning, we did that with another school. The Girlfriends program was operating in 3 clusters, now operates in lots of schools across the state.
Yeah, having those links with community agencies certainly is a huge benefit to us, not just in terms of the programs that they can offer us, but in terms of linking our kids into the other services that they provide outside of the school.
The collaboration is a massive part. Victoria Police for a long time thought they acted like a silo. We thought if we identified an issue, it was up to us and us alone to solve the problem. Over the last probably 5 to 6 years, we've now started to see that we can't fix all the world's problems. So having an agency like School Focused brings a lot of agencies together, not just schools, but other agencies as well, so that we can work on this as a community approach, not just one agency like Victoria Police.
The service can provide support for a range of issues that young people are facing, including mental health, cyber safety, family violence, transitions, healthy relationships, and many more.
The service is really grounded in early intervention as much as possible. We really come from a community development, perspective as well, where we're trying to create links, establish those relationships so people can work more effectively together.
From a policing perspective, if we can deal with things at an early stage, then we don't have to deal with all the other issues. So my service, or my position within Victoria Police, is linked very nicely in with School Focused, because we're all about early intervention.
What youth services do, and what School Focused Youth Service does, is almost what I describe as invisible mending. So by providing support for those people and providing support for those services, what happens is the linkages that occur between young people start to get set up, and we get basically a reduction in things. And we've actually seen in Victoria a reduction in some of the problem areas for young people. So it's been a very effective process.
You have to set it up where they are, and young people spend most of their working day at school, so it's just logical. I personally believe that School Focused Youth Services are the backbone of adolescent mental health care in Australia. Without them, we'd simply be lost.
If it hadn't been for School Focused Youth Services, it would take you a very long time to find out what all the community agencies are out there and what they offer. So it's been terrific for us.
One of the things we do is we have a limited pool of funding that we can provide to schools for various projects where they are linking with a community agency to address a particular need.
They listened to us saying that we have a huge problem with Facebook, with texting, with cyberbullying, and I know in the secondaries with sexting. So they were able to then bring speakers out for us, run forums there, help us to run sessions that would address that with our children and our parents. So they're amazingly responsive to what the needs are of our children and of our families.
we've funded programs like the Body Image project, which we did last year, and the 3 girls were in fact leaders who went along, did the training day, came back here. We talked about what sorts of things did they want to get involved with, and so they spent 3 days running classes on body image, running this fantastic program.
One of the particular activities that we did, we had a line drawn in the middle of the ground in the room, and then everybody got asked a question. So say something like, step up to the line if you have ever been put down about something about your body, and then you see that other people in the room feel the same way too. So it's kind of addressing the fact that we shouldn't do it, not only because it hurts us, but it hurts other people as well.
It was really helpful at the start to because they helped us create the awareness, and for us to notice and go to that workshop and notice that we weren't alone in the whole body image thing, and to recognise just how big of a problem it actually is, and to have the funding as well to help create awareness between the Year 7s and people in our school as well really helped.
We really aim that the program is sustainable, so that once that initial funding has run out, the school can pick up the program and run it again the next year, and then we can also have models to then give to other schools and show, look, this really worked. Feel free to speak to us, or we can link you in with the teachers and really build on that knowledge.
I've got a lot out of the Girlfriends program. They taught us about how body image is important to everyone, but to be happy with the way that we are and the way that we look.
It really helped me cope that little bit better with everything in general, and just coping that little bit better then helps you cope further on. And yeah, it was a hard time to begin with that stage, so the extra de-stressing and something else to do was really good.
The program, it helped heaps. I became heaps more confident and made heaps of friends, and it's just helped me out a lot starting high school.
It's helped me decide what I want to do, a job when I'm older. I'm going to become a plumber or a sparky, so it should be good.
It helped me a lot, and if you're having trouble with getting friends and stuff, you should do girlfriends and stuff.
When the history of mental health, particularly youth mental health in Australia is written, a very large chapter should go to school-focused youth services for the work that they've done in raising the community's emotional literacy, not just young people, but also the staff in schools and their parents, and they're to be warmly congratulated.